What's up, dudes? Max here, and of course, we got all the information we can possibly find out early on for Killer Instinct Season 2 from the trailer and a few other sources. But there's something that popped up during the trailer that we all know and everyone's talking about, and it's pretty fair to say that they are the two most important characters for Killer Instinct Season 2, and it's RIPTOR and CINDER. Let's quickly discuss what's going on with these characters, what we can pull from what little we can see of them, and why RIPTOR and CINDER are so important for the Killer Instinct universe and them to exist in this season. The interesting thing about these two is that I was not assuming that both of them were going to make an appearance in Season 2, so this was a extremely welcome surprise. I was assuming that they were going to save one for Season 3 or something along those lines, and we would only get either RIPTOR or CINDER, but yes, this is indeed confirmed that it's CINDER that we know from Killer Instinct 1, and it's RIPTOR from Killer Instinct 1 as well. But if we look at RIPTOR, it looks like he is slightly different. In fact, if you compare his silhouette to something like Talon from like Primal Rage, you'll see a lot of other similarities. I don't think that they're going to mess around with this design too much. I doubt he's going to have feathers on him, which is what a lot of people have been anticipating, but that would be an amazing alternate slash like accessory items that you can put on him. That'd be really funny if they did add feathers, but he does have like what appears to be a lot more mechanical stuff going on in regards to like the spines on his back and what appear to be something going on around his arms. But officially, Microsoft said in their press release for the game about this huge rise of Ultratech thing, that there is this story thing happening with RIPTOR because he is indeed confirmed to be a cybernetic dinosaur, and they also confirmed to be CINDER a blazing human effigy. So it sounds like from the two that they are very similar to what they were before, albeit RIPTOR was never a robot, but now we have what appears to be a robot dinosaur. Okay, it's kind of ridiculous, it's kind of insane, but it's RIPTOR. RIPTOR was already a ridiculous character. For some reason, the previous RIPTOR kind of had like the body of a human in some ways, but I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with the rest of the parts of him, because he is a large character technically, and they did some funny things in the previous KIs to kind of hide that. But even being so, the fact that RIPTOR is back is jarring to me. I freaking can't believe it, because right after that is going to be CINDER. CINDER is also confirmed, and this character, of course, we get the initial presumption that it's CINDER, but as we can tell from the Microsoft press release, yes, it is the same human blazing fire dude that we remember from previous games. But there is a lot different going on here. If you pay really close attention to the character art, you get a good idea that he kind of looks dramatically different than what was going on before, especially the hand. CINDER from the original Killer Instinct, I can't say I understand completely why people love him. I think he was a cool character, but he was just literally a ripoff of the Human Torch. And RIPTOR kind of made a lot more sense because RIPTOR was associated with Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs were really big at the time and stuff like that. So I am kind of curious what direction they're taking this character, because that hand looks really weird. It's got like two thumbs on it or something awkward going on, and if you kind of look at the silhouette of his body, he's got a really thin style waist. And of course, there's been a lot of presumptions from everyone talking about what CINDER could possibly be now, because that was very obvious that they're trying to show him that he's different. And you do need to redesign that character. He does need to appear a lot different than the previous KI games, because we're going to be getting his classic costume, you know what I mean? We're going to get a classic costume that has CINDER look like the classic Ben Ferris we all know, which is just a dude on fire. I think a big reason people might like CINDER is because of his gameplay. He was an exceptionally easy character to use. He was kind of the Saberwolf of the previous Killer Instinct game, so it's kind of critical that gameplay-wise he retains a lot of that air-dashing, kind of quirky stuff he had from the original Killer Instinct. But if it came down to his looks and what he's actually going to end up being, I'm going to say he's most likely more demonized. He looks like he could potentially be a demon of some kind, further genetically modified, or something along those lines. We've already seen that Ultratech in previous games can summon creatures from, like, the depths of hell and all this insanity and stuff like that. I wonder if they're going in that kind of direction and he's been mutated to be this crazy, more evil creature. I do really hope that it's the CINDER we all know and love kind of from previous games. Even though Killer Instinct is kind of like a reboot slash not reboot of the previous titles, it takes some stuff, but then it doesn't take some stuff. I would really like him to be the same character. All things considered, Jago, Orchid, Saberwolf, they're all the same characters that we know and love from before. TJ Combo is a little bit different because he got his eye back from Killer Instinct 2, but I'm pretty sure they just tossed the Killer Instinct 2 story right out the window. So I do hope that he retains a human element to him. We did see a big change with Glacius, but that was kind of that change did make a lot of sense because he was just way more alien-like than he appeared in the first game. So That's a good call. From what we can tell, both of these characters have some pretty drastic modifications. RIPTOR is turning into a cybernetic dinosaur, as well as Cinder appearing more demonic-like / alien-like / something's definitely going on that's a lot different than him just being a dude on fire. And I think these are good things. They do need to update them because, of course, we all have their classic costumes, like I said. But these two characters are super critical. They are super pivotal for them being really well crafted because there's an even better reason outside of people just loving them. They have not been in a Killer Instinct game since the original KI. They were absent from Killer Instinct 2, and while you might say, so was Thunder, Chief Thunder didn't make it into Killer Instinct 2, they were replaced with other characters, I think these characters are a little bit more important, mostly because they had a bigger fan following. People just love the hell out of Cinder. People love the hell out of RIPTOR because he's like a dinosaur in a fighting game, you know? Outside of like Red Earth and things like that, you don't see that stuff very often. And these characters specifically are more important than almost anyone else in the Season 2 cast, in my personal opinion, because these are the ones that will sell copies of the game. If they look really cool, people will be drawn in and they will want to play as Cinder or RIPTOR in their new badass incarnations and stuff like that. My apologies if I called RIPTOR a him at any point in this video. I totally should be calling her a she, because she is. RIPTOR was actually always a female dinosaur, so it's one little interesting tidbit to take forward. But let me know what you guys think about the importance of Cinder and RIPTOR and how these characters are, and like I said, in my opinion, extremely critical for Iron Galaxy to kind of nail the look of these guys and how they move and how they play and how they act. I do hope that they are easier to play than the other characters thus far, because both Maya and TJ are kind of difficult to play characters, and they are both somewhat slow in certain ways. TJ's got very fast special moves, but regular moving and dashing, he's not very quick, and it's the same thing with Maya. A lot of the extra stuff you do can make her appear very fast, but they're both kind of difficult to use characters. They're both above a 5 on the 1 to 10 scale, and Saberwolf would be like a 3, you know what I mean? He's fairly easy to use. I think we need a couple of really easy to use characters. Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below as soon as we know more about RIPTOR and Cinder. I'll be back as soon as possible, but I got a full breakdown coming up for the trailer, and we actually found out who all the characters technically are that are going to be coming up in Season 2. We don't know their names, we don't know some specifics, but we know what they are going to be. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'll be back as soon as possible with the next video. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you guys online for Killer Instinct Season 2.